Speaking of March Madness, the biggest news in the news cycle in the real estate world is the NAR settlement, $418 million. And it looks like the real estate industry is changing, maybe changing forever. But how much of a change? Are buyers agents now going to be extinct or work for no commissions? Master Realtor Sydney, what say you?
Okay, so I'm going to give some information here. I think that there is a lot of headlines right now, okay? And with big news, I think a lot of stuff comes out too soon, okay? And I think that there is going to be a long-term growth potential here. I think that the buyer's agent is never going away, okay? A buyer needs representation to buy a home, all right? I don't think that's ever going to change. Now, maybe the way it will change a little bit is how the contract is potentially structured, but buyers need an agent to help them with many things throughout the transaction, okay? Get into the property, do inspections, have really good inspectors to negotiate on their behalf, okay? Now, there's dual agency. That does happen a small percentage of the time, but the buyer does need representation. And with this ruling, it is not eliminating that. I just think things are changing a little bit.
Yeah, I always like to say, right, the media is not a public service. Yep. So right now there's a lot of negative or maybe overreach by some of the news outlets reporting this. But I think you touch on a good point. Most people don't really understand to what lengths a buyer's agent actually goes to in their representation. It's not as easy as just find a home you want, call that agent, and then you're in contract, right? Number one, who's going to show them that house? Is a list agent going to really drop everything they're doing and show every buyer the property?
Most likely not.
I don't think so.
No.
We know that buyers aren't just going to have open access to properties now, right? No. Of course not. So there's that. There, you touched on inspections. That's a big deal, right? The right inspection, understanding inspections, coordinating homeowners insurance, which is a huge deal in California, utilities. I mean, all of these different things that agents do behind the scenes. And I've talked about this before. If you're a really good agent, you as a buyer, you may not even understand how good your agent was because they protected you from a lot of the storm that was happening behind the scenes.
I think there is a ton of things that happen behind the scenes. A lot of people just think of kind of the big picture. You go look at a house, you make an offer, you get the house, the keys at the end. Everybody wants to look on Instagram and everything's all, daisies and flowers, right? But there is so many things that go on behind the scenes that your buyer's agent is doing for you, okay? You touched on some great topics that we really haven't even, thought about for a long time or have brought up. Trying to get insurance on properties here now in the Sacramento, especially a lot of these older homes, it's not easy, right? And there's a lot of insurance companies pulling out. And then also understanding inspections on a lot of these properties in Sacramento. We have tons of properties that are built, pre-1950s, even early 1900s. If you don't have the right inspectors as well as an agent who understands these properties, you're getting a disservice done by not having a great buyer's agent to help you. So we bring up some great points here. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff in the news like you're talking about, but you need representation to help you. It's the biggest investment probably you're ever going to make. Why just let anybody do it?
Yeah, I think time will tell. I think a lot of dominoes are still left to fall. This is definitely the biggest one. And agents, tell us what you think, right? I'm interested to hear other perspectives. Is this good? Is this bad? I think one thing that is good is it may eliminate some part-timers or some less professional agents that aren't really clear in what their value proposition is. So I'm interested to hear, what do you guys think? What does the future of real estate look like?